spirituality is basically Marian. Let me make a reflection on how I see that this basic Marian spirituality of Schoenstatt should be inculturated in India. First of all, there are several elements which present themselves from the Indian culture, which should make it absolutely easy. This is, first of all, we find, at least in the Catholic tradition, a deep veneration of the Blessed Mother. I don't know about the north, but at least in the south, in Kerala as well as in Tamil Nadu, you can say that. But also I would say there's an openness to other religions. Also the Muslims have a certain closeness to the Blessed Mother according to their own Quran, and the Hindus also have a spontaneous affinity to come to the Blessed Mother. It's the motherly element in our religion, and we pick this up in our picture with the Blessed Mother and the baby on the arm, which is an archetype of strong effect, independent of religion. So this is what simply can be used, and I believe the Blessed Mother in Schoenstatt uses it also like this. So it's the strong Marian veneration. What we find in Indian culture is holy places. A strong sense for holy places, which is there. See? Thirdly, there's the element of pilgrimages. People go to holy places on pilgrimages. See? Then I would say there's also a strong element of, of temple feast or of parish feast. That means you have religious festivities of great dimension. You find this. And that again you find not only in Christianity, I believe the root is in Hinduism. We have the big temple feasts, but the Catholic Church already has followed suit. Therefore, for instance, compared to other countries, here in India, the parish feasts are much more important because this corresponds to the cultural feeling. So already there is an inculturation also of Christianity. This is elements we simply can use. Now, two things would have to happen if inculturation takes place. The one is, from Schoenstatt spirituality, there is the offer of a complementation. On the other hand, from the Indian culture, there's an element of modification of what you do. See, now what would be complementation to the Blessed Mother? The normal thing in the Marian devotion everywhere is that you go to the Mother of Help. You go and you want help, you want healing, you want whatever it is. You want that she solves problems. Nothing against it. See? But what under the aspect of a vital religious life is necessary is that the Blessed Mother comes to us also as a partner in a covenant of love and takes you into the hand. That means there is the element of me living together with the Blessed Mother, not only going to her and wanting something, but she is with me and she lives with me. And then she reveals herself not only as the mother who cares, but also as the educatress who tells me this is not right and this is what you should do. And this is the image of the right mother, and this is how you should strive, and this is the meaning of sacrifice, and what have you. That is. And therefore the Blessed Mother also expects something. That element of nothing without you, nothing without us. The element of Blessed Mother, please help me, but I make contributions to the treasury of grace. That is something valuable which we can add to the already existing Marian devotion which we find in our country. Then, as far as the shrine is concerned, I believe it is also valuable, and maybe it already exists. You go to certain temples, as far as Hindu is concerned, or to certain goddesses or gods because they are specialized, something like our saints in Christianity. The one is for most things, and the other one is for this, and the other one is for that. This is in our natural sentiment. It is we relate to the supernatural world according to our perspective of interest. It's always there. There you can embed quite clearly and say, but the Blessed Mother in our shrine, which is our holy place, gives special graces. And these special graces go along with forming a new man in a new community, like being at home, being transformed and becoming apostle. So also there is the element, and that as saying these are the particular graces you get when you come to the Schoenstatt shrine, that specifies the shrine and that makes it more effective in the personal life of those who come to the shrine. Of course, it needs education, it needs announcement, it needs the sermon, it needs the support of the fathers to say, here, come to our shrine, but in our shrine you can get everything, but particularly these are the three things which you get. Pilgrimage. That we go to holy places on pilgrimage, this is the common basis. What is very original in our Schoenstatt spirituality is that we do not only go to the Blessed Mother, but that the Blessed Mother comes to us. There is also this reciprocal, this mutuality, see, and that expresses itself in the Pilgrim Mother movement, that the Blessed Mother comes, she goes on pilgrimage, and she comes from house to house. And this, I believe, for all people, for simple people, that should lift up their feeling. The Blessed Mother really comes to me. She pays me a visit. That means we, with our culture, are so much of who visits me, who does not visit me, what guests I do have. The Blessed Mother comes and she is guest and she stays in my house. That lifts the value and the sentiment of the whole family. And this is something which we can also pedagogically support what we have in the Pilgrim Mother movement. And the fact that then she comes and says, I extend my holy place up to your home shrine. And therefore, not only hanging pictures as we have, the tradition of holy corner, wall or so we have, but really make it a special place, make it a shrine, make it something where life circles around, where you go there to pray to, where you take the blessing along when you go out of the house, where you come back and bring it all, and things like that. That adds a quality to holy places and also to pilgrimage, that the Blessed Mother comes to me. Okay, these are aspects now. I believe that the forms which we have also deserve some modification as far as Indian culture is concerned, at least as much as I can see. For instance, I observe that with temples, you always have some distance off, you have a gate. And the gate you enter, and then you have a pilgrimage way going to the shrine, sometimes roofed over, sometimes not. See, there it is. That sits in our culture. I believe in some of our pilgrimage places, Christian, it's the same way. I would use this as an element. I mean, we had made a beginning in Madurai, for instance, that we said at the beginning, at the entrance. Now they did it still in a Western form. I wouldn't have done it like this. I would have done it with a real gate to walk through. See, not just a wayside track where you go and then go away, but make it like you have it here. Walk through and then create a way. And the way is something that leads you to the holy place. Father Xavier in our he started that, and that was a very wise thing with his Marian way. You go the Marian way, and finally you end up in the shrine. Something like this, I would say, this is Inculturation. We should revive it. We should make it creatively in whichever way, but to start someplace and make a pilgrimage way that leads to. See, if I go around, also in other places, you have wonderful representations of the Stations of the Cross someplace, and people go to, and they see it, they see the statues, and they see things, and we can unfold our Schoenstatt spirituality, or the Marian way, the Stations of the Blessed Mother, the Stations of the decades of the Rosary, for instance. If I think of Valangri, where all the decades of the Rosary and people go and pray, something like this. This is very much in our culture. And I will connect this with the shrine, and I will make the shrine more inculturated into our culture. Then of course one thing already spontaneous has happened, but I feel it is very good, is that you need to touch the holy thing. Therefore we have a picture in the corner of the shrine where people go and they can touch. We also do it. This is also inculturation. In other countries, in Germany, you don't find this. But here, I would very much emphasize that you bring the personal closer so that the people can go there. So, and also later on, if it comes to the liberation, let's say, of Manickathan or so, a place to go and to touch him, see, or have a relic there. This, I find, is very important. In the centenary in Germany, we had this first bronze statue of our father and founder. It wasn't so much the Germans, it was much more the Latin Americans, who all wanted to shake hands, who all wanted to have a picture taken with him standing next to him and holding him and so. And I believe this is also our mentality here. You have to touch, you have to come close to, and this I would support, would very much support that something like this is. Then, as far as celebrations is concerned, here you have not so much the Sunday rhythm, because the Sunday in our modern cities is less so. But what I observe from Hindu culture is you have the yearly rhythm. That means the temple feast for a whole week, parish feast for a whole week, and therefore our pilgrimage movement should work along that line. In Tamil Nadu, in Madurai, it has happened like this almost spontaneously. October 18th is the date, and October 18th is a triduum of days before. That can be unfolded. And I also observed that here there's not so much movement, and on the 18th celebration not so much, but October 18th in Bangalore with the Shrine Sisters, many people. It's the yearly rhythm which sits more in there, and this is what I would use. I would plan from year to year, and of course then you can come like we have it with a year motto and you break it in pieces, 18th, but you concentrate very much on the yearly feast, because this, I believe, is an element that sits in the culture. And this is what I spontaneously can think of as far as inculturation of our Marian devotion is concerned.